Hello, beautiful souls, and happy Monday. I hope all of you are having a wonderful day. Hopefully, something miraculous happens for you today. I was getting a feeling that I need to do a reading for you guys collectively. So, all signs, of course. So, do take it as it resonates, of course, for yourself. The title would be What Pulled You In. I know I'm losing some subscribers, and honestly, it's okay. God hasn't been really pushing me or making me pursue a bunch of readings right now because there's been other things I've been doing on the side. So like even though people have to come and go, it's free. It's free will. Like, I'm not going to force people to stay here. Honestly, it makes room for new and other energies too, and some people must go too because maybe that's another part of my own energy that needed that release or that to be let go completely or detached. Anyways, so my left eye continuously keeps on twitching. So there's just a lot of downloads, upgrades, and crown chakra activations that continuously keep happening. And obviously, it's happening for you guys as well. So that's why we're attuned to the energies we are. So we attract what we are. Like what we like, we attract. And so like attracts like is what that is. I'm feeling for you guys something about the heart chakra, something about there's certain things within yourself right now throughout your whole entire chest area that you have been still releasing and feeling certain aches. Um, I feel like definitely on your left side you're getting these aches because the left side is connected to the feminine and the feminine source is helping you release some of the things, especially from the masculine side, from your right side. So you may have a lot more tension on your left where it's more painful, but that's actually where a lot of the energy can actually flow and release from even the right side, because sometimes the masculine energy, you got to think about, masculines don't want you to see when they're vulnerable or when they're hurting, and that's exactly what's happening here. So the left side is actually kind of enduring all of it, but it's releasing it at the same time. Okay. You guys got the star in the reverse because there's been a lot of feelings of hopelessness. There's a lot of feelings of like I'm losing my faith. I'm losing things, like I don't know if I believe in certain things anymore. And it could be the fact that you guys are redirecting your faith towards something different, and that's because you started to see that some of the things you thought you had faith in before weren't really necessarily adding up or aligning with certain things in your life, that it was making you question more things. Like you had more questions than you had answers. You had more unfulfilled security than you had clarity. Like there was just so many things that were obviously not suiting to you, not benefiting you. It was more causing conflict in your life. So I feel like this is a turning point that you guys have hit in your life, and you are redirecting faith towards something new, a different direction that you guys are noticing is more aligned with you and your purpose, which is actually allowing you to have a rediscovery of who you are and who you truly, were meant to be in all reality. Aquarius's full moon energy is amplifying that. That happens on August 9th, which is very much so only about 5 days away. Yeah, the judgment in the reverse. There was things within this old faith that would lead you down roads of you feeling regretful. Like, I shouldn't have made that choice. That was the wrong choice. That wasn't what I was supposed to do. You have now had nothing but time to reflect on these choices, and that's what's been giving you this wanting to redirect your focus and your aim with faith and belief. So I see that's Virgo's energy. So something by Virgo season, which is after August 22nd, you guys will notice the shift. This is going to be, I don't know, but there's like God is making room right now for a revelation for you, and it's all happening noted to the full moon in Aquarius. Also, something about 17th to 20. So August 17th to the 20th are going to be initiation days, is what I'm getting. You guys got, that's when everything really does start to speed up. You have the 8 of Wands, which is the 8 of, yeah. And so I know I'm getting, because I'm using a different deck, so it kind of gives me all these weird different, I'm looking at it and I know other decks and then I get confused. But the 8 of Wands is Sagittarius, and in this moment right now we're actually in the moon sign Sagittarius, so this is all kind of where this is coming from. This comes from your higher education, your ability to not just look on the outside and see things and be like, oh, okay, I'm satisfied with what I saw. That's enough. No, you see something and you want to look deeper. Like it's more within the philosophy itself. There's more beyond the surface of this. Okay, so you don't want just surface level things. You look way past that. You're always questioning things to understand things deeper. When a lot of other people would just be conditioned to believe, oh, that's enough, that's fine, I don't need to know anymore, I don't need to know any less, that's just fine, everything I know is just good enough. And then, of course, they're closed-minded to learn anymore because they're already stubborn and they already are dogmatic and they're set in their ways. And this is something that I do feel like this is something that you guys had a faith with too. You had faith, you had been conditioned in a sense to believe the way that other people were believing. And now you're allowing yourself to leave that territory and step up out of that, what was a comfort zone, because for a while it was, because you made it the comfort zone, because it was something that you ended up being in, even though you felt weird, you were in it. And there was just something in you that made you different, to actually want to break it, no longer be a part of it, notice that you didn't fit in it. And I mean, a lot of people could find that in themselves too, that they don't fit in, but they won't look that deep, they don't go as far as you. All right. So when it comes to Sagittarius, it's all about travel, change, mystery. Like, I want to know that mystery. I want to find out about the unknown. And all these energies here are about that. If you think about it, Aquarius is obviously one of the ones that's very eccentric in the way that they go about life. They aren't just going to do what other people do. They rebel. And when it comes to Sagittarius, they're about travel. They aren't about the same routines, or about things that are different. And they've already lived a good amount of time, that they just want the experience. They know that the experience is what's going to gain the wisdom. And then if you look at Virgo's energy is the first after the first six. It becomes, it's actually the last. So the six. So it's like the teenager. It's like the one before. It's kind of like the adult. It's like the mid-teen adult phase, Virgos. So they have like the ability to learn still, grow still, but they're very smart, they're very logical, they're very organized already. They've already gained all that other, Aries to Leo before Virgo would happen. So like all those things have been gained for them. And that's kind of like how we all kind of should be looking at zodiac signs in general. Like, if you were to see it, if my sun sign is Pisces, but my fifth house has Leo, my fifth house is only developed to a Leo's maturity. Okay, so if I think about it too, my 11th house is Cancer, so my 11th house is only developed to a Cancer level, which would still be young and still have a lot of ability to grow and develop further. And there's so much more to know, so much more to grow, all this stuff. And that's kind of like how I see the zodiac. That's how I see it fitting into our birth charts. That's how I see what we have to still learn, what we still have to acknowledge, what we already have a lot of wisdom with, and what we're going to be utilizing that wisdom to help the other placements that need more experience and stuff, because that's just how it works. Like, that's how I see it. And you guys are trying to climb the staircase with the 9 of Wands on the bottom of the deck, which is one step closer to success. Success is right around the corner, especially because this 8 of Wands is about speed, progress. You are gaining momentum towards your goals and your new belief system. What is aligning for you, that is speeding up, that is progressing, that is evolutionalizing for you in your everyday life. Sagittarius is strong, but like I said, Sagittarius is in the moon sector right now. Okay, the sun in the reverse, the ace of swords, and then the 7. Yeah, you guys had a realization. You had an epiphany moment. You were depressed. The sun in the reverse is depression. Like, the sun is no longer around when the sun's reversed. It's like the sun is gone, and it's been gone for a while, right? For some of you, suffered for years, 19 years for some of you, 19 months for some of you, whatever it may be. But time has definitely felt wasted in depression. And it was because you were stuck in a faith that, wasn't actually a faith that you were supposed to be aligned with at all. It was all conditioned. It was all programmed for you to be that way, and it set you up on purpose to make you feel like you can never get anywhere. You're always going to be in a cycle. You were always going to be in a system that was always going to seem to be nothing but failure. But that's not the case. With the Ace of Swords, you had clarity, you had a breakthrough. And the breakthrough is like with the 7 of Pentacles in the reverse. The feeling that I'm getting with that is more or less the fact that You realize that in the past there was no way to get your ducks in a row. Not in that faith, not in that depression, not in feeling unmotivated, not in feeling like I have no purpose, not in feeling like I'm like everybody else. And like it's almost like minions, right? The minions are all the same, but they all have their own little characters, their own personalities, and they do kind of dress the way that they want to or whatever, and they got their own little giggles and stuff like that, right? But even though they all are the same thing, they all still make it to be unique of it. And then they all find different things funny, and they all do different specific vacations, and they all do different whatever they want to do, hobbies. But that's the thing, is because they all may look alike, but really we're not here to do the same things. We're not here to fulfill. So it's like, okay, think about it like this: that this woman right here, this woman right here, this man right here, this man right here, this woman was not meant to fulfill this woman's life or that man's life, but maybe that woman was meant to fulfill the other man's life, right? But that man was not meant to fulfill the other woman or the other man, but he was meant to fulfill that other woman's life. So you can't like take somebody, say like there's millions, billions of people, and if you think about one person trying to do exactly what the other person did, what would they really learn from that? Especially because you can't take somebody else's life and try to implant it in your own and experience what that person is experiencing, because in all reality, your guys' moods, your guys' attitudes, your guys' qualities, your guys' personalities are not going to be the same. So what you experience, even being wanting to be exactly like that person, that doesn't mean you're still going to experience the exact same experience as that other person would be experiencing. It just doesn't work like that, because nobody is the same person experiencing the same things. Everybody's a different person and could be experiencing the same things, but the experience that they're having is going to be different for all of them. They aren't going, somebody could, okay, take 3 people. They all have vanilla ice cream. 2 of them like the vanilla ice cream, and the one doesn't like the vanilla ice cream. But the experience for the 2 was amazing. It was the first time trying that vanilla ice cream. Like, holy moly, that was really good. And the other person's like, oh, that is really gross. Like there must be a chocolate person, right? Or they might be some other type of ice, strawberry, whatever. But like the thing is those other 2 that was magical. But the taste buds for each of them could even be different. Slightly, this person's tasting more vanilla, and slightly, this person's tasting more sugar, because all of us are different. All of our bodies are programmed differently, set up differently. Our DNAs, our taste buds. Nobody has the same taste buds. Some of us smell things, but none of us are even smelling halfway the same. So a lot of us, we could think something stinks, but then again, the other person that's smelling the same thing as we're smelling still could smell slightly different to them because they're hormones. Okay, so then again, like I'm saying, nobody's truly experiencing the same experience being the same person. Okay, because no, that's not possible. We can all be different people, uniquely and authentically, experiencing very similar things and even the exact same things. But the way that we allow ourselves to have that experience within ourselves is going to be automatically only unique to our own being. Does that make sense? So I feel like you guys have figured that out. That's like coded. You found out the codes. And a lot of you could have had a lot of these downloaded to you within the last couple months. And this is where you finally have linked all these codes together. And I do see you guys have, my left eye has been twitching like crazy. I see you guys have been definitely getting a lot of angel numbers. You guys are getting a lot of guidance from God in different ways, signs, symbols, ideas, inspirations. You guys could be seeing certain animals, certain birds, you could even be seeing if you look at rocks, you guys like rocks? I like rocks. Rocks are cool. If you look at rocks, you could be seeing certain shapes in these rocks, and these shapes are pretty cool looking shapes, like shapes you would have never have guessed would be inside rocks. So you could be seeing like a dog head, puppy dog ears with like a little thing or whatever, kind of. If you have creative, imaginative mind, you're gonna see something in it. Like we look at clouds, right? That's how I see sometimes when I look at like trees, or when I look at different like specific designs or whatever, and they're all kind of categorized together. I can see like different little shapes inside whatever it may be, a bunch of bushes, bunch of even when you're looking straight directly into water, and it's like clear and you can see like the rocks on the bottom of the lake or whatever, but you're like looking around, or even the river, but you're looking around, and then you kind of like, you scope your eyes like outwards, and you are not just looking at the pebbles, but you're looking at what kind of shapes you're finding with the rocks, and what they're kind of like giving you, certain letters or certain like star or hearts, or cat faces, or even squares or rectangular shapes, whatever it may be, but like certain things, because they all have symbolic meaning. Everything does. Even colors, right? I like colors too, but colors are amplified to also, colors are also representative to symbolic. So if you're seeing a lot more green, you're seeing a lot more purple. If that's all your eye is just pointing, like gravitating to on that day. So like you walk outside and you're just like, oh, purple this, oh, purple that, purple, purple, purple. You know there's other colors around you, but like really your eye is just like dragging to that purple. Like what? Like, and you're just like, maybe even seeing it more fluorescent, or more like it's a more popping color, because it's just, sometimes that's what our energy is sequent, like it's synced up to it. One day I woke up and I was actually going all day, but I was seeing like nothing but light baby blue everywhere. Everything was reflecting blue. Even, like the cars were reflecting blue, the street was reflecting blue. It was like the same color as the sky, but everywhere else. And it was like this really very fine light blue light hovering over everything. And I feel like, it's obviously because I was in a healing mode in that day. During that day, I was bringing that healing light blue light with me, and that's just the way it is. Like sometimes we just carry that energy with us. If that's what we're noticing more of, there's something within it. That is exactly what, when you see it in other people, when you say something to somebody, you usually want to say it to yourself, right? When you're looking at something, it's usually something that you're seeing within yourself, or you're reflecting it. It's like literally as above, so below. When you're looking at something and you're drawn to something, you're drawn to beauty, you look at something like, oh, that scenery, it's so phenomenal, it's gorgeous. That's like, you're literally seeing something in yourself. It's just the way it is. That's how it works. And I hope that this helped you in any way it could. Have a beautiful rest of your day.